Hello friends, welcome to my video. Today I'm going to talk about date only and time only that were introduced in C# 10. We'll learn what problem date only and time only solve in a C# program and understand with the help of examples. So before we get started, just a quick reminder to subscribe my channel, hit the red button and don't forget to click on the little bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, without any further delay, let's get started. Date only and time only in C#. Before C# 10, whenever we wanted to use date in a C# program, we had only one option, that was the datetime struct that gives us both date and time together. But sometime we want only date, and that time we could use datetime methods such as to sort date string that gives us date in a string format. And if we want to do some manipulation on this, we again need to convert into date time and then perform some operation on it. What if we are just interested for date or just interested for time only and not both at the same time? To handle this type of situation, Microsoft introduced date only and time only structs in C# 10. So that's what I have written over here. Date only and time only structs are introduced in C# 10 .NET 6 to represent only the date component and time component respectively. So if you see the example shown over here, what I have done in before C# 10, we need to write something like this. Date time is equal to new date time 20221001. Here basically I am passing three parameters to the constructor. The first one is the year, the second one is the month, and the third one is the day, so that it will give us the object of the date time. And then what I have done in the next statement, I have just printed into this console window, right? That's what I have written, console.writeline date time, right? And in the next statement, I have used this method to sort date string of the datetime struct. It will give us the date only, but it will be in the string format. And that's what, if you see the output over here, date time 01102022000000 got printed, right? So here 000000, nothing but it is representation of the time, which is nothing but the 12 AM. Okay, and if you see the second line statement, sort date by using to sort date string, it got printed 01102022, right? So what if when we just want a date or just time only in .NET type, so that we can do some manipulation without to and fro to a string and date time? So that's where date only and time only help us. So let's try to understand with the help of second examples. So here what I have done, I have created date only instance. For that, what I have passed here, I have passed year, month and day to its constructor, so that it will give us the object of the date only. And then I have just printed into the console window. That's what I have written, console.writeline date only, right? And in the next statement, similarly, I have created object of the time only, and that's what I have written, time only is equal to new, and I have given 16 10 5. 16 represents to hour, 10 represents to the minute, and 5 represents to seconds. And that's what the object got created for the time only. And then I'm printing into this console window. And if you see the output, date only 01102022 time only 1610, right? It got printed. So that's the beauty of the date only and time only in C# 10. A deep dive on date only in C# 10 and ever. So here we are going to discuss date only struct in detail. So what is date only? Date only is a structure that helps us to represent only the date. No time component is associated with it. It has two constructors. Number one constructor accepts three parameters: year, month and day in int format. Whereas number two constructor accepts four parameters: year, month, day and calendar. For example, calendar could be Japanese calendar. Date only has couple of properties and methods. Properties like year, month, day number, day of week, day of year, max value, mean value. The last two properties can be accessed with date only struct only, but others can be accessed with date only object. The frequently used methods are add days, add months, add years. Okay, let's try to understand their uses with the help of examples. So in this examples, what I have done, I have created an object of the date only, and that's what I have written, date only obj date only is equal to new 20221001. So here I have passed year as a 2022, month as a 10 and day as 1, right? And then what I have done, I have tried to access year, month, day number, day of week, day of year as a properties. That's what I have written, console.writeline. And for accessing these properties, we need to use this object name, and that's what I have written, obj date only dot year, obj date only dot month, obj date only dot day, obj date only dot date number, day number, obj date only dot day of week, obj date only dot day of year. And here if you notice, I have used a struct name date only struct name, not the instance. And that's what I have written, date only dot max value, date only dot mean value. And if you see the output here, if we are going to try to access year, then it will give the year only 2022. For month, it is giving us result as a 10. Day, it is giving as a 1. Day number, so it is giving day number 738428. So this is the day number, right? Day of week, this is the Saturday. Day of year, 274. And max value, that is 31st 12 9999, and mean value 01010001. What max value and mean days talks about, date only structs can have, this is the maximum range, right? 31 12 9999, and this is the minimum value, right? 01010001. So basically this range value we can accommodate in this date only struct, and that's what this max value and mean value talks about. Okay, so this is the way how we are going to access the properties with the help of either object or either date only struct itself, right? Okay, now in the second examples, what I have done, I have used methods of date only. So for that, I have created instance of this date only struct, and that's what I have written, date only obj date only new 202210 and here what I have done, I have just printed whatever the object that I have created. So that's what I have written, console.writeline obj date only, and it just gave us the date, right? 01102022. Now what I have done, I have used add days and I have passed as a parameter 1. So basically in this particular date, one day it will get added, and that's what, if you see here, 0 to 10 0 to 10 202, previous value was 0110 02 0110 2022. Now it one value got added as a day, and then it got printed 0 to 10 2022. Similarly for the add months, I have just passed 1 as a parameter. So previous month was 10, now in this date month is 11, so that's what it got printed 01112022. Here I have written add years and I have passed 1 as an input parameter, right? So basically 1 year, so year value is going to get increased by 1. So that's what 01102023 it got printed. Okay, let's suppose we want to get the current date only. So how we are going to get it? So for that purpose we need to use date only dot from date time, and here we need to put date time dot today. So it will give us today's date. So that's what I have stored into this object of the date only. So we will be getting the current date. So that's the way how we are going to get the current date, right? A deep dive on time only in C# 10 and above. So here we are going to talk about time only in detail. So time only is a struct that help us to represent only the time. No date component is associated with it. It has 4 constructors. The first constructor accepts only one input parameters, which is ticks of long type. Okay, and this ticks value could be 0 to 02863 9 times 9. Okay, the second one accepts 2 input parameters, hour and minute, and the hour value could be 0 to 23, minute could be 0 to 59. Similarly, the third one accepts 3 input parameters, hour, minute and second, and the second value could be 0 to 59. The fourth one accepts 4 input parameters, hour, minute, second and millisecond. And millisecond, the value range could be 0 to 999. Okay, so time only has couple of the properties and methods also. For the properties are like hour, minute, second, ticks, millisecond, max value, mean value, and frequently used methods are add hours and add minutes. And if you notice, there is no add seconds methods, but we want to add some seconds. So we can do so with the help of the add method that basically takes the time span. Okay, let's try to understand with the help of examples shown over here. So here what I have done, I have created an instance of this time only, and that's what I have written, time only t1 is equal to new time only 18, 12 and 25. So 18 is nothing but is the hour, 20 is the minute and 25 is nothing but the seconds. And I have used the properties to print these values like t1.hour, t1.minute, t1.seconds, t1.ticks, t1.milliseconds. So these values got printed like this. Hour is 18, minute is 28, second is 25 and ticks is equal to this value. Millisecond, it is coming as a 0. But if you see max value and min value, it is going to get accessed with the help of time only struct name itself. So time only dot max value, it got printed 23. 23 colon 59. Similarly, time only dot mean value, it is 0000, like this. So basically this is the mean value, this is the max values. Okay, now if you see the next statement, I have used add hours and add minutes method, and I have passed one input parameters to it. And if you see add hours, I have given 1. So basically previous time was there 1820, right? 1820. Now I have given add hours 1, so it got printed 1920. Similarly, previously time was that 1820. Now I have add 1 minute to it, got printed 1821. And if you see, I just want to use second to be added, so we don't have add second. So that's what I have alternative for that. So alternative, what is the alternative? We have the add method, that is have time spent dot from seconds, and I have given one value to it. Got printed 1820. So basically here we are displaying only hour and minute, not displaying the time. But if you want to just interested what is the time for that, so what I have done, I have just written the same thing and I have just used the second property to it. So that's what t1 dot add time spent dot from seconds 1, and then I have accessed the second property, and now it got printed as a 26. Previous second was 25, and one number got added to second, then it becomes 26, and that's what it is getting printed over here. Okay, so that's the beauty of the time only. Let's see all these things in action in Visual Studio. So here we are on Visual Studio. Here we are going to see the demo of the date only and time only in C# 10 and above. So for that, what I have done, I have created a console application, date only, time only in C# 10. There is a program.cs class. In program.cs class, I have written this program. There is a namespace date only, time only demo. Under that there is a class program. In this program, we have one main method, that is an entry point of this application. Okay, so here what I have done, I have just written this console.writeline statement, demo of date only and time only in C# 10 and above. That I am just going to give the demo of this. That's what I have just given as a header to it. Okay, and then what I have done, before C# 10, how we used to write the code. So that's what I have written the code. So before C# 10, date time option only we had, right? So for that, what I have done, I have just created an instance of this date time. For that purpose, I have written date time is equal to new date time 2022-10-01. So basically I have passed year, month and day, so that I will be getting the date time object. And the next statement I have just printed into this console window, and that's what I have written, console.writeline date time, right? And for getting the date, I need to use this to-sort date string. So that's what I have written, date time dot to-sort date string, so that this date will get printed. But if you notice, this is basically will give as such a string date content, but in the string format. So that's what I just printed into this console window. Why there was need for date only and time only? Because this date time, right, it is having the both value, date and time also. If you want to get the date only, we can go ahead and use this method, but this method will give the date in the string format. But if we want to do some manipulation over it, again we will have to convert into the date time, and then we can perform some operation on it. So it's basically to and fro option. We need to just avoid those things, right? And we need to have something concrete in the .NET type. That's what this Microsoft introduced, this date only and the time only, right? Okay. So here in the next statement, I'm just going to give the examples of the date only. That's what I have written, console.writeline date only examples. And what I have done, I have created an object of the date only, and that's what I have written, date only, obj date only is equal to new 2022-10-1. Here again, I have passed year, month and day, right? And then I have just printed into this console window. That's what I have written, console.writeline date, obj date only. Okay. Now, year, month, day number, day of week, day of year, these are nothing but the properties, and I have accessed these properties with the help of this object, and that's what I have written, obj date only year, obj date only dot month, obj date only dot day, obj date only dot date number, obj date only dot day week, obj date only is equal to day of year, right? So basically it will give us the value of this particular information. If we want to fetch the date, then we can go and print this statement, right? If you want to go with the year, then I just go and write something like that, then it will give us year number, right? But if you notice, max value and mean value, for accessing these value, I have used date only struct itself, not the object of that struct, right? So max value and mean value can be accessed with the help of date only. So that's what I have written console.writeLine date only dot max value and date console.writeLine date only dot mean value. And if you see the value, all those things, max value, it is just going to get printed 31st 12 9999. Mean value will get printed 0101000001, right? And here in the next statement, what I have done, I have used the method of this date only, right? So obj date only dot add days. Here I am adding one day to existing date, right? So that's what I have added add days one. So previous date was which one? 01102022. Now it got printed 02102022. Similarly, I have added one month, and that's what I have written add months one. So previous date was 01102022. Now it got printed 01112022. And add here, previous was 01102022. Now it got printed 01102023. That's how we use methods of date only for adding day, month, or years, right? And if you want to get the current date, so for current date, how we are going to get it? We need to use date only dot from date time, and here I need to put date time dot today, right? So it will give us the current date. And here I have written console.writeLine current date today 1102022. It should get printed. And this is the example of the date only, where I have used the properties and methods and all those things, right? Similarly, I'm just going to show you how we can use this time only. So for that purpose, I have written time only t1 is equal to new time only 18 20 25. Here 18 is nothing but the hour, 20 is minute, and 25 is nothing but the seconds. And here I have just printed time into the console window. That's what I've written time t1. And for accessing the hour, minute, second, ticks, milliseconds, I have used its properties, right? So t1 dot hour, t1 dot minute, t1 dot second, t1 dot ticks, t1 dot millisecond. So it will give us hour 18, minute 20, second is equal to 25, ticks is equal to something like this one, this one, this one, right? And if you see here, console.writeLine t1 dot add hours, so it will give us previous was timing was 1820. Now it is just going to print 1920. Add minutes 1820. Previous value was that, and now it got printed 1821. Similarly, if you want to add seconds to it, so for that purpose we need to use add method, and inside that we need to use time spent dot from second, and then we need to pass 1 to it. It will give us time. So here got printed 1820 because here second is not getting displayed, but if you want to get what is the value of the second, so what I have done, I need to use this second properties to it. So that's what I have written t1 dot add time spent from second 1 and second. Now it got printed 26. Previous values were 20 bit, but it should get printed into this 26. Okay, now we have seen how this value is going to get printed. We need to validate. So for that purpose, what I need to do, I need to just execute this program and see the output. Okay, so output got appeared into this console window, and if you see demo of date only and time only in C# 10 and above, it got printed. And this is the way before C# 10 date time option only. So date time, if you see the date and along with the time, and this information 0000 is nothing but the 12 a.m. And if you want to get the date, we need to use this two sort date string, and this date got only printed. But notice that this date is nothing but the date contained in the string format. Okay, and if you see these date only examples like this, let me go and yeah. So if you see here, this one, right? Similarly like this. Okay, now it is equivalent to this one. Okay. So if you see here date only examples, so date was 2022-10-1, so that's what the date got printed 1-10-2022, and for the year it got printed 2022, month it is got printed 10, day it got printed 1, and this is the day number 738-428, 738-428 got printed, and day of week. So day of week was that Saturday, so Saturday got printed. Day of the year 274 to 274 it got printed. So basically, if you notice, in a year ideally it should be 365 or 366 days, right? So basically based on that, it is just going to get for this particular date what is the day of the year. So that's what it got printed 274, right? Max value, this is the 31st 12 9999. Mean value 0101 right, it got printed. And this is the add days. So add days, if you see here like this, up to here, right? So if you see here add days, so it got printed 2/10/2022. What was the date? Date was 1/10/2022. But when we added one day, then it got added into the day section, and then day section, and it got added 02/10/2022. Similarly for months, 1/11/2022, and if you are going to add years, then it got printed 1/10/2023, right? So that's the way how we are going to work with the date only, and that's what this got printed. And if you see this current date, right, so for the current date it got printed 02/10/2022, because this program I'm just going to execute today only, right? So today is the 02/10/2022, so it got printed 02/10/2022, right? Okay, now so if you see this time 18:20, and hour got printed 18, minute got printed 20, second got printed 25, and ticks, this is the 66025, and these many zeros. And then millisecond, it got printed 0, max value 2359, mean value 000, and add hours, when we add 1 hour to existing time 18:20, then it got printed 19:20. Similarly, if we are going to add this minutes, then it got printed 18:21, right? And when we are going to add seconds to it, then it just prints 18:20. But if we are just interested for the second, so we need to use this property of the second, so that's what it got printed as a 26. Previous value was 25. So that's the way how we are going to use the date only and the time only in C#10 and the above version. Date only and time only type mapping in SQL Server. When we work with database, say SQL Server, we need to map .NET type to SQL Server type. So in SQL Server, date only is mapped to date, and time only can be mapped to time type of SQL Server. Now that brings me to end of my session. To sum up, in this video, we saw what date only and time only structs are and learned about its constructor, properties, methods in detail. And finally, we talked about its mapping in SQL Server. Now we are equipped with better option to work with dates and times in .NET, and based on our requirement, we can choose the appropriate one. That's all for this video, guys. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends and colleagues, subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already. Thanks for watching. See you next video.